Hey, what's up, guys? This is Chris, and welcome to the live stream. It's Saturday, September 16th, 2023. And I thought I better just start doing live streams because I got to tell you, a lot of people have dropped the ball. Podcast hosts and big personalities, they've decided that they're going to ignore the things that Ron DeSantis is doing and the great things that have happened in Florida for political reasons. Okay. They're shafting their audience, and then you see them pissing and moaning that they're not getting paid as much because your engagement is down, because a lot of people aren't listening to you anymore. That's why. But I want to thank all these MAGA influencers and then who have decided to ignore major news stories to the detriment of their audience. And I'd like to also thank these personalities that are just so gone off the rails. And I'm going to check that this is live on X right now. You know, it's just cool. Yeah, there we go. I mean, it's cool that we can do this, that we can come here. I mean, the platform that's been created here by Elon Musk is just awesome. And then, just having the ability to do this, somebody who was in our Twitter spaces died just a couple days ago. And he was just great. But, it makes you just think that you don't really know what's going to happen in life. You just got to be happy for every minute and just live life to its best. So I want to thank them. I also want to thank the other podcast hosts who have been the medical freedom podcast hosts. You know what I'm talking about? The people that, they were big against the mandates and all these things and Nuremberg 2.0 and they were big about this. But you know what? They're backing Trump, and they're attacking the guy who is pledging to bring accountability to Fauci, to the people that push the jabs. Okay. And this is what they claimed they wanted, but now they're attacking DeSantis, and they're supporting Trump, who goes out there and babbles and continues to promote the vaccine. I think we need to know, has Trump taken boosters, and does he plan on taking boosters? Because all evidence points to yes. All right. And is this a concern? All right. His bold Surgeon General, Jerome Adams, is basically a vaccine salesman on Twitter today. Trump's still pushing him. He's sounding not very good. He thinks that Biden is going to lead us into World War II, is what he said. Okay. He thinks he's running against Obama. All right. Here, I'm going to share my screen right now, and we're going to go over these things. And this is really cool. Okay, so this is my Twitter account. If you didn't know, I'm Reopen Chris. All right, so everybody follow me and look at that cool picture there. And then that picture right there, that was taken by me. And I'm in the middle of a thunderstorm here in Fort Lauderdale, by the way. But I'm still looking forward to a good weekend. Okay, so check this out. So the Russell Brand deal. Okay, we'll get to Boebert in a minute, but I want to touch on the Russell Brand thing, and I thought I had it up here, but because these women from way in the past have surfaced and suddenly are accusing Russell Brand of rape. Now,
sex offender.
And I hope you can hear it.
He's grabbing at my underwear, pulling it to the side. I'm telling him to get off me, and he won't get off. Like holding me up against the wall, pushing himself in me. He grabbed me and got me on the bed. I was fully clothed and he was naked at this point, and he held me down and he was just aggressively trying to, me. I was like, oh my God, he raped me. He forced his penis down my throat, and I couldn't breathe. It was just choking me. I was crying,
And he said, oh, I only want to see your mascara run anyway.
Them blowjobs where mascara runs a little bit. Good.
Uh-oh. For Anonymous.
I've never, ever spoken publicly about this before. Russell seems untouchable.
Russell Brand in plain sight. And this is what he says. Actually, I'll just play the video for you of what his response is. But you know, they have him on stage making jokes about this stuff. Words always come back to get you, man. But listen to what
I am the news. Hello there, you awakening wonders. Now, this isn't the usual type of video we make on this channel where we critique, attack, and undermine the news in all its corruption, because in this story, I am the news. I've received two extremely disturbing letters, or a letter and an email, one from a mainstream media TV company, one from a newspaper, listing a litany of extremely egregious and aggressive attacks, as well as some pretty stupid stuff, like my community festival should be stopped, that I shouldn't be able to attack mainstream media narratives on this channel. But amidst this litany of astonishing, rather baroque attacks are some very serious allegations that I absolutely refute. These allegations pertain to the time when I was working in the mainstream, when I was in the newspapers all the time, when I was in the movies. And as I've written about extensively in my books, I was very, very promiscuous. Now, during that time of promiscuity, the relationships I had were absolutely always consensual. I was always transparent about that then, almost too transparent. And I'm being transparent about it now as well. And to see that transparency metastasized into something criminal that I absolutely deny makes me question, is there another agenda at play? Particularly when we've seen coordinated media attacks before, like with Joe Rogan, when he dared to take a medicine that the mainstream media didn't approve of. And we saw a spate of headlines from media outlets across the world using the same language. I'm aware that you guys have been saying in the comments for a while, watch out, Russell, they're coming for you, you're getting too close to the truth. Russell Brand did not kill himself. I know that a year ago, there was a spate of articles, Russell Brand's a conspiracy theorist, Russell Brand's right wing. I'm aware of news media making phone calls, sending letters to people I know for ages and ages. It's been clear to me, or at least it feels to me, like there's a serious and concerted agenda to control these kind of spaces and these kind of voices. And I mean my voice along with your voice. I don't mind them using my books and my stand-up to talk about my promiscuous consensual conduct in the past. What I seriously refute are these very, very serious criminal allegations. Also, it's worth mentioning that there are witnesses whose evidence directly contradicts the narratives that these two mainstream media outlets are trying to construct, apparently in what seems to me to be a coordinated attack. Now, I don't want to get into this any further because of the serious nature of the allegations, but I feel like I'm being attacked, and plainly they are working very closely together. We are obviously going to look into this matter because it's very, very serious. In the meantime, I want you to stay close, stay awake, but more important than any of that, if you can, please stay free.
Okay, so he says it didn't happen and that he's got witnesses to prove this, and that this is a coordinated attack on him. And, you know, he had a standing ovation, or was cheered. He had a show tonight, and a lot of people are coming out and standing up for him. And it's just, you know, people that only ever have sex with one woman or one man their entire life just don't have these issues. Okay. And all four of those people that live like that just don't have these issues. Nobody knows if it was consensual or not, except the people that were actually involved in it. But at the same time, they might be telling the truth. And, a lot of people just rush to defend somebody really quick or condemn somebody really quick. But the fact is, they could be telling the truth. Okay. So, but you see this a lot, and it just happened. Danny Masterson from that 70s show going away for 30 years. Trump's had his problems with this too. And are people unfairly targeted because of their views? Sometimes it seems that way, but they also may not be. And I see all the posts like, oh, well, what about Jeffrey Epstein? What about, this is just a distraction. Well, you don't really know. And the only people that do know are the people that were involved. So that's just, when it happened so long ago, I would think that there should be the need for some kind of corroborating evidence, because, or else people can just come out of nowhere and make things up. But it sounds like Brand is saying that he did have sex with these girls. Now, saying one of them was even 16 when he did. But lots of sex scandals happening. And I'm not going to rush and defend somebody or condemn somebody because you just don't know. But then you've got Boebert in the movie theater. Okay. And, you've got her coming out and saying that she didn't do anything wrong. Okay. And then you got, we must re-elect Lauren Boebert, says Dom Luker. The same accounts are always, so quick to, we must defend this person. This is great. And da-da-da. Okay. Boebert lied about it. All right. Well, she said that she didn't know what happened. And that tells me that she was probably drinking and doesn't remember it. And she's with this guy who is a bartender. Blah, 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 blah. Are you hearing the governor? DeSantis is having an affair with the governor of Iowa. No, this is why we love DeSantis, because he's not having affairs, okay? He's only having sex with his wife, okay? There are people that do that, even in politics, all right? And the problem is, okay, let's go to the Krasensteins, okay? Let's see what they're saying. Because the problem is with this stuff is if you are going to try to have the moral high ground somewhere and you're going to try to say that kids shouldn't go to drag events and stuff like this, you can't be a hypocrite, okay? Some of you learn this the hard way, but especially if you're in a position of power and you are you're using your power in order to you're trying to stand and say what's right and what's wrong. What is making laws? Laws have everything to do, which is what Congress does, on trying to establish what's right and wrong. Okay. And I'm sorry, but just saying that the Democrats do it too is not good enough. All right. And what we've got right now is the Congressional Celebrity Caucus. Okay. You've got a lot of people in Congress, okay, like Boebert, who want to be, celebrities. They want to be like Instagram stars, okay? And we've got like a lot of stuff to do and to get done in this country. And we don't really have time for people and their little, wanting to be an Instagram star or wanting to be a celebrity. If people like Boebert and Gates and Green and these guys want to be celebrities, they can move to Hollywood to do that, okay? But we got important stuff to do right now in this country, and right now is not the time. But what really gets me about the Boebert thing is like she's caught lying, and let's go back to what she says. She comes out and says, she makes a statement. Okay, here she is in the theater. All right. And there's this guy touching her breast. All right. And she's, I mean, this is very juvenile. All right. She's getting, and all the rest of them are just sitting there watching. They're acting like they're drunk. All right. There he is. And then I think she grabs his crotch. But then she storms out of the theater and goes, oh, don't you know who I am? And then gives him the finger. All right. All right. And okay, there she is. So she gives them all right, here she comes out. All right, she gets thrown out for a bit, and then she's like pulling her dress up, and then she gives them all the finger. I guess as she's leaving. But the problem with this is that it is hard to have the high ground, okay? And to try to tell people that, oh, we shouldn't be having drag shows with kids and things like that, when you're doing stuff like this at the same time, all right? And everybody's like rushing to defend this and rushing to say that, oh, I stand with Boebert, you know, and it's all the people, it's all the Trump grifters, it's all the people that you expect. I love this Ann Coulter, totally embarrassing bimbo. And it is kind of embarrassing. You know, on the other hand, here you got Ron DeSantis. Okay, so Ron DeSantis isn't in a movie theater, you know, even getting handsy. You know, say even DeSantis, say he was at a show and he was like getting handsy with Casey, you know what I mean? Like still, it's like juvenile to do that in public. And you know, as a leader, you know, and everybody's around and everybody is trying to watch the show and they're carrying on. And this is your congresswoman. She's going to get voted out. Okay. You see why the Republicans cannot seem to get things done. All right. And then you got Marjorie Greene and wearing her fur coat and yelling and screaming. And then you got Matt Gaetz, the Barbie movie. And they're all like running cover for each other. And then you got Caitlyn Jenner was there, formerly Bruce, going, oh, you know, you're right, Matt Gaetz. Oh, I love you, and all this stuff. And you know, and then you got Trump, okay? Then you got Trump, who cannot answer the question, can a man get pregnant? All right? Like, this is not stuff that's way out there or anything. And he can't answer this. So let's go to this, all right? Because this is the root of the problem right here, okay? Let's go. Here's real. Okay, first, here's Trump saying that if Biden gets reelected, he's going to get us into World War II. All right, let's watch.
We have a man who is totally corrupt and the worst president in the history of our country, who is cognitively impaired.
He looks like he's going to fall.
In no condition to lead, and is now in charge of dealing with Russia and possible nuclear war. Just think of it. We would be in World War II.
World War II.
Very quickly.
Very quickly.
We're going to be relying on this man, and far more devastating than any war. There will never be a war. If that happens, there will never be a war like this. It will obliterate everything there is, everybody. It will obliterate every country. We have
What
a man
happened
who
to
is
him?
Totally
Like,
corrupt and the
what
worst
happened to
president in
him?
the history.
First of all, I don't know if the music is added in or if that was playing while he was talking. But like, What happened to this guy? I mean, oh, here, I got some people in the chat. Come over to StreamYard. I'm on StreamYard. Oh, my goodness, I've been going for 20 minutes already. Oh, geez, I only wanted to do this for a half an hour. This is my first stream like in a while. I want to do these regularly, so this, of course, is going to be like the worst one. But come over to StreamYard and comment. I'm on YouTube, and I'm also streaming on X. But, like, yeah, Trump didn't know he gave Fauci the President Award. The award. Maybe, truly, he didn't know. I don't believe that, though. And it's funny because CNN just did an article fact-checking all his lies about DeSantis, which is absolutely hilarious to watch CNN doing that, but it's absolutely the truth. I mean, Trump just lies. And look at him. He's like going to fall asleep here.
Of our country.
Is the music added in? Does anybody know?
Impaired, in no condition to lead, and is now in charge of dealing with Russia.
Yeah.
And possible nuclear war.
Nuclear
Just think
war.
of it. We would be in World War II.
World War II.
Very quickly.
Very
We're going to
quickly.
be relying on this man.
He's low energy.
In
Doesn't
any
even
war,
describe
there will never
this.
be a war. If that happens,
War. He's depressing.
it will obliterate everything.
Obliterate everything. All right. Enough of this. Let's go to DeSantis. All right. Let's go to DeSantis. Because DeSantis stands for everything that these guys claimed that they believed in. Like, you know, not that men can't get pregnant, securing the border, securing the, building the wall. And also, things like ending abortion, which I don't know if a lot of these people are even pro-life, because Trump's now out there trying to undermine that now too. But, okay, let's
compare us to these other states.
Right, let's see what he's
clear
saying today. All right, let's listen to this.
But I can tell you, you look at Florida, everybody came to Florida, and then compare us to these other states. It's clear that stuff didn't work. It hurt a lot of kids by locking them out of school. It hurt a lot of individuals. It hurt a lot of businesses. In Florida, we said the churches have a right to open. In California, they closed their churches.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let people exercise a First Amendment.
Yeah, he did. Okay. And if anything pisses me off, it's when people try to say DeSantis was a lockdowner and stuff like that. He did. He signed an executive order right after Rodney Howard-Browne was arrested, which was early on. And that was under order of Andrew Warren, a Soros DA that he then removed. But he issued an executive order which said that churches are essential, that churches can't be shut down, and that churches can't be told to have mask mandates. And this ticked me off too, because after DeSantis did this, churches were requiring masks. There were big churches requiring masks, and they would say it was because the government made them. And I said, no, it's not. I would show them the executive order and say, look, you have every right to not require masks. So please, Mr. Church guy, please be honest about the fact that you are deciding on your own to mandate masks for your services. You had churches making people wear masks to sing, and that was a failure on the part of the churches. All right, because DeSantis signed an order saying that COVID orders could not be applied to churches. So as tyrannical as the Broward government got with businesses, and the mask mandates, they couldn't do it with churches. Now, I'll give a criticism of DeSantis too. I wish he had done this for businesses as well, but he did do it in September. He issued an order that made it so any fine was canceled. So they couldn't fine you. There was no teeth to anything. So after that, the county, because what was happening was the county was threatening businesses and telling them that, oh, we'll fine you. And they were writing fines too, if you weren't wearing masks. And these counties, Broward, it's run by absolute libs. It's like all libs, and they're like the worst libs you could ever imagine. Like they switched it up a little bit in Palm Beach and Dade, but here in Broward, it's just these crusty old libs, and they were committed to Fauci. And what sucked was Trump was going along with Fauci. So anytime you try to go against Fauci, or anytime DeSantis tried to go against Fauci, these guys would just attack him and say, well, Trump's going along with Fauci. And they would use that to impeach DeSantis, not remove him from office, but go after him in the news, because they would say, well, Trump, your guy, is going along with this. So Trump going along with it was a real problem for everybody, because it made it hard to argue against it. And this goes with it too. You know, Trump's 100 years old. I'll get back to that. You know, Trump's 100 years old, and you know, that's an area where we can go at Biden and say, like, look, he's too old to be president. Trump can't do that because he's old. And that's why he's there going, you know, I don't think Biden's too old to be president. I know a lot of people that are old, and they're really sharp, very, very sharp. And Biden, Russia, he's not too old. And then you got him going, the vaccine is great. Democrats told me that the vaccine's great. And that's why I love the vaccine. They tell me I should take credit for it. I'm really not getting the credit I deserve. I saved billions of lives. All right. So you got that going on. And then it's really difficult to go. You're not going to be able to go after Biden on the lockdowns because Trump stands by Fauci. He stands by what he did. He doesn't like say, oh, gee, I made a mistake or anything like that. He goes, oh, okay. This is great. Here's the, all right. There we go. You know, here's the Matt Gaetz. Oh, I stand with Kristi Noem, who is having an affair with Corey Lewandowski, which everybody knew about this, by the way, in Trump's orbit. And one of Trump's sister wives most likely leaked this, because this is how they do you in Trump land, because everybody around Trump is trying to ingratiate themselves more to Trump. Oh, that's why you see them hanging all over him and posting pictures, rubbing up against him. And that's a direct at each other. These are women, and they're okay. Trump's wife is nowhere to be found. All right. And while DeSantis is going around campaigning with his wife, you can tell they're together, that you can tell they're faithful to each other. All right. Melania is nowhere to be found. And instead, Trump is running around with these political grifters and posting pictures with private dinners with them and stuff like that. And they're all taking pictures, like trying to show off, like, who is more, who's closer to Trump and and kind of like insinuating that they might be like having an affair with him or something. I'm not saying they are, but they're making it look that way and you can tell that they're directing these at each other, because all the women that suck up to Trump, and I don't even need to say their names, they all hate each other in real life. Okay. But you've got like I stand with Kristi Noem, who cheated on her husband with one of the most disgusting creeps in Trump's orbit, Corey Lewandowski. And then you've got, and Lauren Boebert, who divorced her husband and now is making a scene like a 12-year-old in a movie theater. All right. And this is the America First agenda. And then Caitlyn Jenner goes, amen, who is going on and on about, this is Bruce Jenner, who became Caitlyn Jenner. All right. This is MAGA. All right. This is who they are. So when you hear these podcast hosts and people trying to say that they're like Christians and they're the high ground and stuff like that, but then they support this crap, sorry, it just doesn't jive. All right. So, and then we're told that, that DeSantis is so down in the polls. He's very down. He's very down in the polls. The polls are very bad. The polls. Oh, the polls. The little tiny polls. He's very bad in the polls. But then, is that lining up with what you're seeing with your own eyes? Okay. Standing ovation, man. This is religious liberty. This is religious freedom. All right? What you're seeing in this country, yes, Florida. That's a song the Van Zandt wrote for him. And DeSantis has a cooler song than any of them. Okay. I mean, when Trump would do YMCA, okay, but DeSantis, the Van Zant, Sweet Florida, he's got a way cooler song. All right. But look at that. Then he comes up on stage, and do you see that DeSantis can actually, number one, he's accomplished these things here in Florida. All right. He has prevented men from competing in women's sports. Okay, I'm not on my page. That's why it's just showing me that crap. Okay. So he actually has accomplished these things. And he just removed a guy from office, a Republican, yesterday down in Miami who was charged with corruption. He removes people from office all the time. All right. You do not want to be a corrupt politician in Florida right now, because DeSantis, when he gets wind of it and it comes down, he'll remove you like that day. All right. Like, I'm serious. And even if you're a Republican too, this is the thing. This guy's a Republican that DeSantis removed yesterday. And, here he is on the border. Okay. Because this is a big issue. All right.
And how do you do that? It's got to be a day one issue. Day one, we're going to declare it a national emergency. We're going to mobilize resources, including our military, to be at the border. We're going to stop the invasion. We're not going to allow the bogus asylum claims. They can wait in Mexico. We're going to stop that. We will build a border wall because I think it is important to be able to stop. But the thing that I'm willing to do that other presidents have not been willing to do, and even these candidates, we are going to hold the Mexican drug cartels accountable for what they are doing to our people. And that means we will use deadly force against the Mexican drug cartels. And think about it. Think about it. If you had somebody break into your house with hostile intent, you would have every right in the world to engage that individual to protect yourself and your family and your home with deadly. That wouldn't even be a question, at least in Florida. It's not. I don't think it is in Iowa either. Maybe in like San Francisco, it could be different. I don't know. They pretty much let the inmates run the asylum there, but that's not going to work when I'm president too. We're going to hold those cities accountable because they need a new sheriff in town. So no one would think. But how can it be that someone with a Mexican drug cartel can have a satchel of fentanyl on his back, actually cut through the border barriers that are there, and some of these big steel beams, they will cut through it, scurry in with this, and then distribute this poison across the country, killing people, and we're just supposed to sit and take it? No, if you're breaking into our country with hostile intent, we're going to hold you accountable. So what I've said very clearly is, when the Mexican drug cartels are trying to bring the fentanyl into our country with me as president, it will be the last thing those cartel members do, because we're going to leave them stone cold dead at the border.
Okay, so stone cold dead, I believe him. He means it. Look, does anybody doubt that he means exactly what he says? Do you hear him? Okay, so you can comment on this video if you're watching. If you're on Twitter, on X, you can comment underneath if you want, or join on StreamYard here. But he means it 100%. Okay, and okay, let's look at him here at okay. He's going to bring a reckoning on COVID. He's going to bring a reckoning to the people at the border. There's a lot of people that have been screwing us over, all right? And honestly, this is the platform that Trump ran on, that Trump was going to do all this stuff, okay? And, he just didn't get it done. And now we really see why. Look at him here. He doesn't even know who he's running against.
The country was very divided. And we did with Obama. We won an election that everyone said couldn't be won. We
what are you talking about?
Hillary Clinton. Now, I used to call her Crooked Hillary.
Beautiful Hillary.
As you know, Crooked Joe Biden and the radical left thugs.
What is he talking about? I mean, he doesn't even know who he ran against. And then Oh, John, I got John Cardillo. I gotta disagree with you on this. It's a nothing burger story designed to deflect from Hunter Biden's. No, John, you stop taking the bait. You stop taking the bait. You took the bait. I hate it when I see somebody take the bait. It's because they're following somebody who is telling them this crap. All right. They're following somebody and they heard that somewhere from a Trump person that, oh, yeah, it's all to deflect. It's to deflect from the fact that Trump flew on Jeffrey Epstein's plane 6 times. Oh, no. I mean, it's to deflect from Hunter Biden's crack story where he is being indicted. Okay. No, it's not. No, it's not. The Lauren Boebert thing is just straight up red meat. Okay. You're handing these guys red meat. Okay. Let's go to Midas Touch. All right. Midas Touch is the guys on the left. Okay. Let's look at what they're saying. Donald Trump had multiple concerning moments where he appeared confused and disoriented last night. For one instance, he seemed to believe his opponent was Barack Obama. This is who we're going to run against Biden. You know, he's visibly cognitively impaired. He can't stand there and claim Biden's cognitively impaired when they're saying that he thinks he beat Obama to be president. Okay. Then you've got, oh, look, Lauren Boebert. All right. She just handed them red meat. This is the left here. They're going wild with this stuff. All right. And honestly, they probably wouldn't have even known about the boob grabbing thing or the crotch grabbing thing had Boebert not made such a scene. Okay, but she made a scene. She's going like this. She's vaping. She says she doesn't remember it. She was drunk, okay? I know it. She was drunk. It's clear in the video. She behaves like that. I would assume she might have a drinking problem and maybe needs to see some help, get some help for that. In the meantime, she doesn't need to be anywhere near the levers of power, okay? I get it. That people go through things and people have trouble in their life, but you don't want somebody that's going through their middle of their problems to be at the levers of power. All right. And I don't think this is being used to deflect from Hunter Biden, because Hunter Biden, I mean, they've been talking about him for a long time. His whole freaking laptop cloud that's filled with potentially illegal but embarrassing stuff. All right. Not stuff that normal people have on their cloud. Okay. Got exposed to the whole world. And whether they suppress that story now, they suppressed the story around the election. And that you could say definitely election interference by Twitter when they suppressed the story around the election. But it did come out, and it's all anybody knows Hunter Biden for is smoking crack and the laptop. Okay. Because he was too cracked out or strung out to remember to go pick up his laptop at a repair shop, and somebody was able to access his cloud and put it out to everybody. All right. And, so the Hunter Biden is permanently branded as being like one of the worst presidential sons in all of history. All right. And so, no, I don't think this is a distraction from that. This is just what it is. I mean, Boebert, they didn't even know who she was at the theater. I mean, I don't even think when they threw her out, they knew who she was. They just knew it was some woman in a with her boobs out who was making a scene and blowing the vape on people, and they take that stuff seriously. People don't like vapes. Okay, vapes are not like very popular right now. Okay, yeah, wasn't that funny when he said Obama? Yeah, this was on fire. He has been on fire. He's just been nailing it. But we're supposed to believe that that his support is plummeting every day. I mean, somebody said the other day, they're like, DeSantis will come out with a cure for cancer, and the next day a poll will come out showing him down. These polls just do not line up. And basically with a poll, it's like, oh, you're just supposed to trust whoever that they did this poll, that they reached a segment of the population that is not biased towards one candidate. Because the thing is, I got a theory on these polls, okay? And because there are pockets of like hardcore Trump supporters. If you go to like a Republican executive meeting or something like that, you've got these pockets of hardcore Trump supporters that got into politics only because of Trump. And if you polled them and you said, like, you know, how many love Trump? You got that, yeah. You got all the Trump sycophants going, yeah. DeSantis supporters are a little more like, they're a little more just reserved and regular people. They're not the wearing all this weird stuff and being all weird, you know. They're just like normal people, like going on with their lives. And I get the feeling that these polls are more skewed towards the people that you see with the MAGA all over them, and you know that just seems like the people that are being polled most. Or Fox News viewers. Look, Fox News viewers are just going to be more prone to vote for Trump. And you know, when people say, "Oh, the Fox News is like pro DeSantis," I just laugh. Hey, what's up, Janet? Good to see you. Good to see people coming over here in StreamYard. I think I've got like 7 people watching right now. But you know, I want to do these live streams because, yeah, I mean, Janet, the polls lie. I mean, what are you seeing on the ground, Janet? Because everybody I talk to and everybody that's out there is saying that people are supporting DeSantis. And then we're supposed to believe in some poll that says that Trump is gaining with women. And then they want us to believe that Trump is gonna get the black vote because he got arrested. You know that, and now that he can relate, he's down with the struggle now. I mean, this is such ridiculous stuff. I mean, that Trump is is winning with people that are younger, that he got a bump. No. Is this before or after he said he doesn't know if a man can get pregnant? Because I hope Trump keeps doing these interviews, because he just keeps saying, all these funny things. And and this is why he doesn't want to be on a debate stage with DeSantis either, because he knows that he knows that he's going to look pretty weak next to him. But here's what I think, and I'll wrap up with this, is that the country, there's a lot of stuff that we've looked aside, and really the Republicans have allowed a level of misbehavior from people on our side, on the GOP side. Okay. And then they'll say things like, "Oh, we all sin and we all, blah, blah." Shut the hell up. Just shut up. Okay. Don't judge. All right. Because those same people, all right, if you're in the Trump cult, you're okay, because your sins are forgiven. See? You get out, you get absolved. What this reminds me of? It reminds me of the left and how they are with like climate change stuff. And, it's like, if you pay Al Gore the climate change credits, or if you drive a Prius, or if you do that, then you're absolved, or if you give to the Democrat Party, you're absolved of your climate sins. You know what I mean? It's almost like this, like with MAGA. It's like, if you are in the MAGA club, you get protected. All right. You're protected. You can go and make a scene in a movie theater and grab your boyfriend's crotch you're not married to, that you left your husband for, and carry on and stuff like this. This is a behavior of a Republican superstar congresswoman. Okay, you can do that, but you'll be protected. Now, say let me think of say Kim Reynolds was doing that. Say Kim Reynolds was caught, and if you can picture this, maybe another example. Say that anybody in DeSantis's orbit is caught doing something like this. What if Christina Pushaw? What if she was caught doing something like this? Do you think Matt Gaetz would be saying, "Guys, I stand with her. Let's stand with her"? stand with Christina or anybody in DeSantis's orbit there. You know, any of it, a lot of the people in DeSantis' orbit, you don't hear from much because they don't try to be Instagram stars and celebrities. But do you think that those people would be coming along and going, oh, we stand with you, you're fighting for the cause? Hell no. They would be losing their minds. How can DeSantis allow this? They lose their minds over just the slightest bit of pushback on Twitter. DeSantis people on Twitter are mean. They are mean. They're ruining his campaign. They should listen to us because we really care about DeSantis, and then that's who we should really listen to. Yeah, people are backing away from Trump, Janet. They are, and it's scaring them. Trump's internal polls have got to be scaring the hell out of them. All right, that's all I can say. They got to be. But if you're in the MAGA club, then you're protected. You can do any kind of abhorrent, disgusting behavior you want, and you're covered. And well, what about Hunter Biden? And what about? But guys, don't fall for the bait. I see people, they fall for this bait because there's this idea that you still have to stand up for Trump, and this idea that, oh, well, they do it too, and that just doesn't fly. All right, you got to be at a higher standard if you want to have the high ground, or you could just say the hell with it all. I'm just going to live in debauchery and whatever, and who cares? Deal with it. Don't you judge me. But if you're going to do that, then don't try to tell other people or to try to pass laws based on morality, because you're going to get slapped down. You see the left's reaction. You see what they're doing. Okay, look. Let's see what the Krasensteins are saying. Okay, which but you can't say that they don't make a good point sometimes. If you were attacking rainbow flags being in schools, how the hell can you now be supporting Lauren Boebert being groped in public around kids and blindly brush off the horrible allegation against Russell Brand? And look, when it comes to Brand, I'm not going to, I don't know what happened. I don't know. I mean, he says one thing, they say another thing. I'm always wondering when anonymous people come out from way in the past, but I'm telling you, they're going to use his words against him. They're going to use his comedy act thing against him, because in the early 2000s, you could make jokes like that and people would laugh. Should you be making jokes about blowjobs and stuff like that? And I mean, that was acceptable, but that's going to be used against him. But with the Boebert situation, Brian Krasenstein has a point. How are you going to say that you can't, that people need to be held up to 2 levels of scrutiny? And I know it sucks. It's not fair. All right. A lot of stuff in life is not fair. I don't know if you noticed, but it's really not fair. And especially if you want to have any kind of moral high ground in any way, you have to clean up your own life, because they'll use that stuff against you. And really, when it comes down to it, it's very rare to have a candidate as clean as Ron DeSantis. And here's another thing. Being clean also means that you are not susceptible to blackmail, okay? How many of these guys do you think are being blackmailed? I mean, when you are doing things that, okay, when you're doing things in private or things that you wish that you don't want people to know about, or that if you're engaged in some kind of bad behavior, that if it got exposed, then it would be very bad for you, and you're willing to go to lengths to keep it from being exposed and somebody knows about it, they then have leverage to blackmail you, okay? And this is when it comes into politics. because you have people that are making decisions that affect everybody's lives. You don't want people, and you definitely don't want people in the presidency that are being blackmailed. You know, with Trump, I don't even know. He's just gotten to the point where I just think eventually you're going to see him walking around holding hands with another woman, because that's how they do it in other countries. In other countries, in France and stuff, like their leaders, they don't really hold them up to much of a standard. You know, they have mistresses and they're pretty much out in the open with it and stuff like that. And they know, you know, Trump does put a spell on people. You know, you're right. It's some kind of weird thing, because there's people that I used to respect and like a lot, and they've just gone off the rails. They're not even like objective anymore. They're just like, whatever Trump says is true, and that's just it. It is really a religion. But it's very rare to have somebody as clean as Ron DeSantis. But not only that, because you have a lot of politicians that are clean that come along, but they're just not, being clean's not everything. All right. They don't have power. They don't have that ability to get things done. You also need that too. All right. But, you know, DeSantis, not only is he clean, but he also like knows how to get things done and can get the conservative agenda done, and then hold some of these guys accountable for what they did to the country, so it can never happen again. So the pushback against DeSantis, you know, I guess, did anybody really expect these grifters to go quietly? But you know, if anybody is exposing people right now for who they are, it's DeSantis, because these guys, they're showing that the principles they claim to have, they really don't have, because they're willing to just chuck them out the window. And, you know, it's like, did we really know who Trump was? Because he's telling us who he is every single day. There's no secret code. There's no little Q code or anything like that. He just is who he is. And, you know, you're seeing it now clear as day. This is Chris Nelson. Follow me, Reopen Chris, on YouTube and also Twitter, and like and subscribe and all that stuff. I'll be doing more live streams too. Have an awesome weekend.